Okay. Yeah, that's a little better. Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Forrest over here, and welcome back to another live stream. As you can tell from the title, we're talking about something that I'm honestly surprised that it has to be talked about. But, here we are. So, for those of you that don't know, first and foremost, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door came out yesterday. And from what I've seen, it has gotten mainly 8 or 9 out of 10 reviews out of video game critics, basically saying how it's holding up to alongside the original uh, GameCube version from 20 years ago. That's pretty much the gist of what reviewers are saying, and as well as talking about a number of the changes that were made in the game, whether they were positive or negative. But for the most part, it was generally well received by critics from what I was seeing so far. Now, with that being said, what is this quote unquote controversy that I'm talking about today? Well, I literally just found out about this on Twitter because I seen somebody on post something on Twitter, or at least repost it and talk about it. Um, and it actually made me laugh because apparently people have never really heard of or played the original Japanese version, or have played the North American version that had numerous changes to it because of numerous things in the Japanese version. In the original in the original Nintendo GameCube release, I was one of the number of people that have heard of the changes between the Japanese and the North American uh, versions of the original game, but I never played it. Uh, but I did get my hand on this, which I pre-ordered a few days before, and was able to fully fund the rest of it and got this game, and I played some of it last night. But let's talk about what this quote-unquote controversy was. Anybody heard of the character Vivian? Anybody know her story in both the Japanese and North American versions of the original GameCube version of the game? Because that's exactly what what some people are on the internet complaining about. And now you know why I was laughing when I first seen it. Because if anybody knows anything about the Thousand Year Door, they would know that in the original Japanese version, they didn't outright say it, but they did hint toward the fact that Vivian was originally a boy character, but then now a girl character. They didn't expressly say it, but they did hint toward it. Now, back in 2004, this kind of thing, Nintendo of America didn't think children should know about this, right? They didn't think so. But that was in 2004. Nowadays, times have changed. And they feel the need to hint about that sort of thing again, but this time in a North American version of the game. I haven't gotten to this point, but people were posting a picture of one of her lines on Twitter saying something here. Saying something in the game, as a matter of fact. And here, let me see. Where's my controller? Here it is. As a matter of fact, I do know which chapter she's introduced in, so what I'll do is I'll read you the exact line that they are going off on in this game real quick. You'll probably hear some game music in the background, but some of the game in the background as I'm doing this. But whatever. So this line, in case it, yeah, I'm gonna mute my TV So you don't have to hear me typing. So this line, so the character, and therefore this line, was used in chapter 4 of the game. Yeah, it was used in chapter 4. Let me go ahead and play that play that moment for you because I know where it's at. Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to find where the line is said so I can tell you what it says. Here it is. Here it is. Took me a little bit to find it, but here's the line that they got in the original, in the remake. The remake is saying, quote, "Truth is, it took me a while to realize I was their sister, not their brother. Now their usual bullying feels heavier." Yeah, so that's the line that quote unquote broke the camel's back here. Because people were going off on, oh my god, Nintendo's going woke. You know what I always say every time somebody tries to use that word on me? Thank you for yes, I am awake. Thank you for noticing. I say that all the time to people that try to call me woke. It's really funny. Especially when it's people who don't know that I say such a thing. They don't know I say it. So I'm just like, yes, thank you for noticing. I am awake. Yeah, unlike you guys being sleepy as fuck over there, still trying to downplay anything and everything you don't really care too much about. I'm actually thinking of another YouTube channel that I occasionally see on my For You page on my YouTube. I'm looking forward to hearing them talk shit about this moment. Because if they do, I'll be like, I'm gonna be like everybody else. You don't know the history of this game, do you? Because if you did, you would know that this character was initially hinted at being gay in the Japanese version in 2004. But Nintendo didn't know what to do, but Nintendo of America didn't know how to deal with that sort of thing back in 2004. Nowadays they do. They they kind of do. But back then they didn't. Let's take a look at let me see here. So it's at 142-ish. But now, let's go ahead and take a look at the original. Let's take a look at the original English dub of this game. Yeah, so funnily enough, here's the deal, okay? In the original English dub, they completely took out that line. In the original GameCube version, they took out that line, but yet they brought it back in the Nintendo Switch version. So yeah, and I literally just looked at the original GameCube version just now after watching the Switch version of Chapter 4. So in the original GameCube version, that line was removed, but in the remake, it was brought back because now they knew how to. I guess they knew how to handle it for little kids, and that's gonna be interesting for the parents to talk about. You know, because so many adults out there, are very transphobic. Um, so yeah, I now say what you will about how Nintendo worded this properly for little kids. But the fact that people are just going off on this because they're so offended over the fact that they basically have said what is generally a known concept because the original Japanese version basically saying that Vivian was hinted as being a trans character, but they didn't completely state it. Now, how do I feel about it? Ironically, I think out of all the characters here, out of all the characters that are traveling companions for the game, Vivian, in my opinion, is the cutest one out of the whole bunch. Now, whether or not she's the best one, I've yet to determine. But based on what I've seen of her gameplay, maybe she is. But either way, the fact of the matter is, people are getting so mad at this game because how dare they bring back the line from the original Japanese dub that wasn't the original English dub, but was brought back on the English dub remake. That's what people are so mad about. And I find it so funny because it's like, dude, where were you 20 years ago? Where were you? You don't. I feel like people just get mad at things and not know the history. Because, like I said, if you look at the history of this game as a whole, even in the original Japanese GameCube dub, you would know that, for one, they had a character like Vivian, like I said, Vivian being hinted at being transgender, but they didn't outright state it. And number two, had an outline of a dead toad body with blood on the floor in the very beginning of the game if you knew where to look. And that's not me saying that just for the sake of saying it. That is a true statement. Go look it up. You will see I'm telling the truth. Oh, to be honest, I'm pretty sure there's a article out there somewhere that basically tells you the differences between the English and the Japanese dub of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. But like I said, for me personally, it's really funny because people are just getting mad literally over nothing. They're getting mad over something that is literally just trivial. And they're just getting mad for the sake of getting mad. Also because it's Twitter, and people on Twitter tend to get upset over nothing for the most part. No, I'm serious. If you haven't been on Twitter, you'll you'll know in 5 minutes that you'll see people get upset over something trivial. I'm not exaggerating. You will see it. Um, that's why people get off. That's why people get off of Twitter. That's why people delete their Twitter because they're tired. They're sick and tired of the bullshit that goes down on that website because people gotta flip their fucking shit over nothing. That's literally it. That's literally it. So my 2 cents on it, I don't give a hoot and holler anyway. Because number one, I don't use that kind of characteristic of, oh my god, the person was a boy, now she's a girl. I don't use that to judge a person, whether they be real life or a character. I just don't do that. As a matter of fact, I have at least one friend who is transgender. And do I give a shit about that? No. Why? Because to me, there's more important characteristics to a person than the fact that they're transgender. The main focal point for me toward a person is more often than not who they are as a person. I don't give a damn what you look like. I don't give a damn what your sexuality is. I don't care if you're straight or LGBTQ plus. Period. I don't even give a damn. Uh, I don't even give a damn about the trivial shit revolving around you as a whole. Because to me, the trivial shit is not as important as the main event, as the main thing, which is the characteristics of a person. Even the looks of a person is trivial to me. That's how I feel about that. So, yeah. This game getting a little bit of flack because of Vivian. And quite frankly, I'm almost tempted to just use, like, as soon as I get Vivian, I'm just tempted to just mainly use her as my character. Um, up, just to piss off these fucking people. Yeah, just to piss them off. Cause you know what I like doing? I love having fun. But if I'm gonna play as a character and it's gonna get people pissed off, well, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun because sometimes people getting pissed off can be really funny, depending on the situation, of course. But to this degree, people getting offended over literally nothing is fucking hilarious to me. But yes, that's basically the gist of it. Character in this version of the game getting some flack because some people not comprehend the fact that this character said said a line in the remake that's not the original English version. Oh, yeah, remember, just keep in mind, in fact, that in the English dub of the Switch version, she does say, quote, say quote, say quote, truth is, it took me a while to realize I was their sister, not their brother. Now the usual bullying feels heavier. Which means she's being bullied by who she is, by the fact that she is. See, people are looking at it like she's. Think about that line real quick. Truth is, it took me a while to realize I was their sister, not their brother. Now their usual bullying feels heavier. Think about that line for a second. Because people are looking at this line and thinking instantly, thinking that it's got something to do with transgenderism, which the original Japanese version was hinting at, but not exactly said flat out that she was transgender. And now we got that line here in the English dub. Keep in mind, like I said, I did, I did do a comparison earlier. I did watch both the remake and the original GameCube version. That line was not said at all in the original GameCube version in 2004. But now they brought it back in 2024 for the English dub. So think about that. Why exactly would they have taken a line out of the original GameCube version, but then bring it back in the Switch version? Simply being, simply stating the fact that there's obviously a reason behind it. It's because Nintendo of America knew what this was about, but they didn't know how they could say it in a kid friendly manner in 2004. Now it's 2024, and people are now starting to be a bit more lenient toward what a kid can read. Okay, what a kid can see. Because nowadays Nintendo has become more lenient toward transgender characters. They no longer try to say something in a certain way. They flat out say this character was a girl, but they originally were a boy, or vice versa. They were a boy, but I think it's more they were female. They are female, but they were originally a male. But in my opinion, for me personally, it changes nothing about. It really doesn't change anything about the character if you looked at the context of the original Japanese version. When you really think about it, uh, as far as the remake goes, um, but in the original English version, they took that line out completely. But yeah, the way I'm looking at it, uh, you know, it's nothing worth going crazy over. It really wasn't. People just need to take a fucking chill pill. These fucking cancel culture people going off on a fucking character who was originally hinted at being transgender but wasn't originally stated flat out. But now they brought back the hint, but again, they never flat out said that Vivian was a transgender character. The fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is, it's just a stupid thing that people are going off over. It's nothing to be concerned about. It's just a game character, guys. Come on, don't be assholes over it. Just fucking, just fucking calm your shit down. Just play the game. It's a video game character. Don't go crazy over it. Just play the game. Have a good time. That's all you need to do, really. Come on. At the end of the day, I'm just going to continue to laugh at these people who are making these comments, going off on this particular line, um, because it's so funny to me how people are. It's funny to me how the people that went off on the left people that were going off on the stupidest things some years ago are now doing the same thing to Vivian. And they also did it to other people and characters as well. So yeah, the fact of the matter is this: Vivian, hinted or not, is considered a transgender character. Vivian is not worth going crazy over in this regard. Vivian should not be treated like shit just because she's the way that she is. Vivian is a good character. Vivian, well, I can keep going and on and on and on, but you get the gist of it. Fact of the matter is, Vivian is a good character. She does. You guys should not be going off on her because of one added line in the 2024 remake of the game. It's not worth it. Just stop. Calm down. Stop it. Get some help. Okay? Just stop. Okay? Just shut up and play the game. Because we all know you're not going to return it to the store. You're going to keep playing it anyway, even with that little tidbit. You're still going to keep playing it. Don't tell me you're not. Because we all know you are. We all know you will. Come on. We all know it. Don't try to deny it. You behind the camera trying to say I'm full of crap. Whoever is making that, you think I'm full of crap, but you know I'm being honest. You're just like all those Call of Duty players that say, "Oh, I'm done with this game," because it keeps getting killed over and over again. So they stop playing that game, but then they go on to play another. They go on to play the next Call of Duty game, and the cycle repeats itself. But yes, so that was what I initially wanted to talk about. I know this is short and sweet to the point, but I wanted to talk about it before I said anything. Oh, also, because I'm on the topic of talking about stuff, I also got these books at Walmart yesterday. We're gonna take a little detour from what we were talking about originally, but I bought a couple of books at Walmart yesterday. First and foremost, and this is gonna be ironic here. First and foremost, walking my combat boots. You remember that Walk the Blue Line book that I got over here that tells the story of certain cops. This one tells the stories of the men and women in the U.S. military. Honestly, I probably might read this book on Memorial Day. Not the full book, but some of the book on Memorial Day to pay tribute to our fallen men and women, to the fallen men and women who have served our country. On top of that, and I was very much thinking of Trap with this one. Star Wars The Living Force. This is the latest Star Wars book that I've seen. I know how much this book was, but I was like, dude, I gotta get this book. I gotta get the newest Star Wars book because why not? I'm a Star Wars fan. I can't help it. But yeah, I'll make a community post about that too, just in case people didn't want to know about this. But yeah, in any case, that's all I've got to say on the matter at hand with the Thousand Year Door. I will be playing more of the game tonight later on. I don't know what time, but I will be playing it again. Some more. I'll be playing it some more tonight. But yeah, with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you some. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching. Now, it should be said, you all know the drill when I make posts about these, when I make videos or posts about this. It is, it is said, not requested, that if you're going to comment on this video, like your opinions on this video, please be respectful. I say this all the time on videos like this. To please be respectful in the comments section, no matter which side of the coin you're on. Whether you think this was okay for Nintendo to do so, or if you thought it was not okay for Nintendo to do so. The fact of the matter is, be respectful. Any disrespectful comments on my posts in my comment section will be taken down, and if necessary, will be reported. I've said this once before in a community post. I'm saying it here now, so that way nobody gets the idea that I'm not going to do so, because I will. You can test me, but it's not going to end well for you. I'm just saying. In any event, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comments down below. But again, be respectful. That's all I ask. It's not that hard to do. Even on the internet, it's not hard to be respectful to other people. But, yeah. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And until later on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, this is Forrest Walpole signing off.